Good evening, everyone. On 22nd, I'm sorry, on 23rd and yesterday, due to some work, I could not upload the videos. So I will upload two videos. One class for 23rd and second one is for the yesterday's class, right? So that means 23rd, 25th. These two classes I'm putting today. And 27th tomorrow, as usual, classes will be there for you. So I hope you will come back for the college by Feb or first week. So we were actually reading about the principles of scientific management, where we have studied two things. One is the rule of thumb, and second is training of the workers. So training of the workers is also very important principle. Then being third is the principle of the cooperation between labor and management. There must be a good relationship maintenance between the labor and the management. So not only in the business field, everywhere we can see having a very good relationship or maintaining good relationship is very necessary. So as per this rule, we can see that the atmosphere which is there in an organization, it should actually be comfortable to each and every person who is working, not only the labor or any other workers or the employees who are working. To everyone, there must be two important things in an organization. First is having a very good and comfortable working environment, and second is a good relationship or coordination between the labor and the management. So when you say this relationship between labor and management, it refers to or referring to a place like factories, especially. And here the labor should understand that it cannot proceed in its work without any kind of a existence of management, and management also should understand that it has no identity without the existence of a labor. Both of them are actually interrelated with each other. Management and the work. Work means related to labor. So both are interdependent to each other. For example, a company is there. For a company, the managing director will be there, and the managing director will tell whatever he is having the idea, everything to the to his lower rank person, that is manager or assistant manager, like that. And then the work information will be given to the workers. That means from a higher level to the lower level, information is being flowing. And when a good relationship is there, good communication is there, in all these areas, definitely there is a good working environment. And uh, if at all a good working environment doesn't exist in an organization, then both the parties, that means it may be the labor and the management which is there, they will be not able to reach the goal of an organization. So the maximum and good quality production will happen only when there is a good relationship between the labor and the management. So for achieving the company goal, the employees or the workers must always be very polite, and not only the employees, the superiors who are there, being the manager, assistant manager or in charge, all these people who are there, they must have a good cordial relationship. They must properly, or they must have a good, very healthy relationship with the everyone working in the organization. And you can say that this is one kind of a mental revolution. Taylor is actually telling that this sort of a relationship is totally a mental relationship or mental revolution, because here the behavioral aspects are actually coming. So here the Taylors believe that the presence of a mental revolution would end all the conflicts between the two parties, and it would be very beneficial for the two parties. That means it may be within the labor and management, or manager to his superior, like that. Then the fourth one comes the principle of maximum output. Maximum output. So maximum output, as per this principle, the labor as well as the management should make full effort to produce the maximum output. What is the maximum output of an organization? They have to produce a quality products, and they have to have a very good reputation in the marketing field, or in the market, or in the business. So that is the goal, and this is also called as an output. So the labor and management should have to work very hard. They have to put their best efforts so that they can produce the maximum good outputs, and they should spare no efforts for the maximum utilization of the factor of production which is actually available in the organization. And here this will have a very direct effect on the profit of an organization, and the organization will earn the maximum possible effects when in the company the labor and management are very cordial, very cooperative with each other. They are working. So higher profits will definitely, you can see, when there is a good coordination in the company, or in the factories, or in the productions, etc. So higher profits will result in higher wages. Wages means the salary will be increased, or increments will be given to the worker, and hence the workers who are there, they will become more dedicated, and they will work very effectively. They produce their maximum effort towards the organization. Then fifth one comes responsibility. Responsibility. So what is responsibility means? What responsibility is nothing but taking something on your shoulder. So here the work of a organization which is there, it totally depends upon the superior. It may be the in charge, or team manager, or it may be HR. See, in the every fields you can see this kind of a responsibility, be at the house, or at the schools, colleges, hospitals, everywhere in the government section or government sectors also we can see. Everywhere responsibility is being given to everyone. So each group should not be assigned, should be assigned work with which it can accomplish more effectively. That means the work which is there, the work must be divided, and as a result, what will happen, once the work of the organization is clearly divided, each one of the employee will be able to clearly understand his responsibility. That means what he has to do and what work is given to him. So what will happen, every work will be very easy. For example, a management should be the one to decide the time required to do a particular work. For example, school is there. At school, the principal will decide that what is the school opening in the early morning, what is the time. So the principal will tell either it may be 8 or 8:15 or 8:30, like that. So what is that? Here the management is actually deciding the time to kickstart the school. So the responsibility for actually doing the work will start after 8:30 or 9. That means starting of the classes, first period, second periods, like that. So in this way, if the time required for doing the work is not properly planned, the manager would, or the school which is there, they will be not able to function properly. So that's why the higher person, the superior, is responsible for doing or performing all these things. So next we have finished with this 5 important principles. That is, first being the rule of thumb, second is training for the workers, third is a good coordination or cooperation between the labor and management, fourth is maximum output, and fifth is responsibility. Then we move to one more important thing in this case, that what are the techniques, what are actually the various techniques of scientific management. Scientific techniques of management. So here in the scientific techniques of management, again some very important things will be coming here. Those are also the repeated forms, and the principles of scientific management only bring out the basic philosophy behind the theories. Already we have the 3 theories, no? Classical, neoclassical and modern, those things. So the philosophy behind the theory is very important. So the basically now it is a question that how to actually implement, how to put these principles practically. Say practically means anything which you are actually doing in a life, or when you are doing anything every day. For example, practically means if you are you have learned driving the bike or car. Practically now, till now it was on, you are just practicing, but now you are actually going on road, you are doing now. So that is called as a practical. And also sometimes we say be practical minded, so come be in a reality, like that. So the person Taylor who is there, he has devised some important techniques for implementing the principles of a management. So he has actually given some 7 important scientific principles or techniques of scientific management. The first one is the scientific study of work. Scientific study of work. So scientific management generally require a very deep analysis of all the activities. So deep analysis of all the activities means, for example, a machine is there. If the machine has to work, some scientific principles are necessary, some techniques you are supposed to follow. If an engine has to work, a mechanical engineer, he should know what is actually the basic principle behind the working condition of a machine. So the person must require a very deep analysis of all the activities which is to be performed in this case. So likewise, in an organization also, deep analysis of all the activities which is to be performed in an organization is very necessary, because it is the aim of producing maximum possible output with the minimum possible effort. So maximum possible output, that is nothing but profit or products formation. So in simple words, it may be said that Taylor was strictly opposed to incompetence and wanted to remove all the incompetence with whatever possible means is. And in this case, he has conducted some number of experiments, and he has said that on the basis of this, he has divided the work study into 4 different parts. That means Taylor has studied the scientific method of doing work, and he has divided the work study into 4 different parts. So those 4 different parts are method study, motion study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. These are actually the 4 important things which Taylor has given by studying or by doing the experiment. After doing experiment, he has given this conclusion. So what is this first one, the method study? So method, that means what kind of a method you are following. For example, in mathematics also, what is the formula we will put for particular kind of a problem? That matter, no? In the same way, what method you are actually following. If the various parts of a process of production are actually reduced to minimum, that means you are actually decreasing the cost and increasing the production. Definitely that is a profit. For example, if you are actually buying anything, sometimes 1+1 offer you will get, or sometimes you will get, if you buy this you will get this another item as a gift. There what is happening, you are getting sometimes 1+1 offer, discounts, all these you are putting less amount, but in turn you are gaining 2 things, so you are getting profit. In the same way, investing less and gaining more profit can be the method study. How to invest less and how to gain more money or more profit is the method study which Taylor has studied. Second is the motion study. So while working, unnecessary movements of the body is eliminated. Unnecessary movements of the body is eliminated. And so here the unnecessary removal of a body, that means it is related to the machinery action. And third being the time study, the time required for doing every work. Okay, the time required for doing any work is nothing but time study. And fatigue study. So fatigue is nothing but, sometimes when we do lot of work, we get tired very easily. We feel very tired. We will have very less energy. That is called as a fatigue. At that time, we will not be able to do any kind of a work. We feel very lazy also. So it's a one kind of a human behavioral aspects. And here, recognizing that human beings are not inanimate objects, definitely we suffer from this kind of a fatigues. So we are not inanimate, we are actually animate, we are living, we have a life, so we have a emotions. So all these 4 things which are there, Taylor has studied in case of a work study, and he has, based on this only, he has divided the work into 4 parts. That means he has practically divided the work study into 4 parts: method study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. That is actually the scientific study of work. Then second one is scientific task planning. Scientific task planning. So task, what is task means? Task means what is given to you. Okay, any work which is given to you, that is also called as a task, or also called as a any work. So in the exam also we see a task will be given to you. What is the task? You have to complete your examination in 3 hours and marks is 80 marks. So how you will actually finish off that one, that is your task. So in sometimes in the bank also we see, in the banks some people, the employees who are there, they will be given a work which totally depends upon task. So scientific task planning generally imply analyzing all the different aspects of the work. That means it deals with what is to be done and how to be done, when it has to and where it has to. So why, when, how, where, all these comes in this task planning. That means if any work is given to you, how you are going to do it, that is nothing but task planning. And Taylor has advised the manager of industrial organizations to make a separate planning department for this purpose. For example, a bridge is to be constructed. For that, what is important? A civil engineer is very, very important. He will actually plan everything on a chart paper. He will see every things, and he will also put each and every requirement which is actually necessary for the construction of the bridge. And the other departments, it may be the current department, water, cement, everything which is related, every planning he will be doing. Then third is scientific selection and training of workers. Some of the topics are actually being repeating. So third one is training. So here I'm not going to repeat this one because already I have told you that the employees will be chosen, they will be selected, and then they will be given a good training by the company. They will check the person's capabilities, his qualities, his aptitude, his behavior, and also they will conduct so many examinations, and at the end the committee members will actually select the suitable candidates. Then fourth one is standardization. This one also I have told you when I was actually telling you about this silent features of a Taylor. There, in this case, after job analysis, fourth one, I told you about standardization. So I'm not going to repeat that one. The same thing you are supposed to write here. So standardization is nothing but setting standards for different factors. For example, the amount of a work to be done by a worker in a day, and in other words, the worker is expected to do the standard amount of a work every day. Standard means quality in the work, and in the same manner standards must also be set for raw material. That means what kind of a raw materials you are buying, good and very quality raw materials you are supposed to buy for the production. Then what kind of a machines you are using, what kind of a tools you are using, and techniques, the condition of a work, everything must be hygienic, everything must have a good quality. Standardized inputs must be used, that is raw materials, machines, the tools, techniques, and whatever the important necessary things are mandatory. If you are using quality inputs, quality machines, quality tools, definitely you can expect good output. Then fifth one is wage system. This is also the same thing. Salaries, this one also I have repeated. That means to each and every person in the employees who are there, to the employees they have to be given a salary which is very effective for them, and that too according to the position. So for managers, some kind of a salary will be there.